Hiya, welcome back to the channel. So we are in a Ford Transitor 3.2 for what it matters, and we've got a fault. If we try and turn the steering, it is very, very stiff. We've got that warning light on to say that the battery isn't charging, and we've actually got no brakes because the pedal is very hard to push. And if we make our way around to the front of the vehicle, we can hear and see why. Yes. And the reason is because that pulley is full. So yeah, the crank pulley, which drives everything, including the vac pump, I can only assume because the brakes aren't working neither, is fucked. If we can see it just down there riding, because it's a dual mass pulley, so the outside of it isn't spinning, or the bit that the belt sits onto, that bit there, isn't spinning, but the middle of it is. So that's what this video is. I'm going to change that, and I think the easiest way to do it is going to be to take all this front end off, which I'm hoping is going to come off relatively easily, like the old banana engine transits, the old smiley face ones where it were like 3 bolts to take the full front end off. Probably a bit more than that, but I'm hoping that if I take these two T30s out, and then possibly these out, then I'm hoping that this might come out. So, well, let's see if that happens. Yes. And now I've got that removed, them two removed, and that removed, it become apparent that that's not actually going to come out that way. So I think I'm just going to have to take the full bumper off. Yes. Which I'm hoping isn't going to be too bad to do. So we've got a T20 Torx bit here. We've got one there. We've got that on both sides. So I'm going to take them out. Yes. And same on the other side. And then I've got a T40 there, a T40 there, and then behind here I think there's 2 more. Yes. So let's see if that one will come out. Yes. With some determination, it did actually come out. So I'm going to try and take the rest of them out and then we'll see how we get on. Yes. Yes. Yes, so that's not actually doing anything anyway, so fuck it, so ignore that one. But these ones are going to need to come off. You could actually take it off from there if you wanted to, and take it off with the belly pan, I think, but I'm going to take it off from there because I think it's easier. Yes. And then, if you've got them, you want to unplug the fog lights. And now, I'm hoping that that's all that's holding the bumper on, it'll just come off. Round here, there is going to be like a little plastic pip there, which you're going to have to separate that from as you do it, and then on the other side as well. And then when you've done that, it still doesn't want to come off because it seems like this is connected to this with a bracket somewhere up there which I can't seem to get to. So it looks like I'm gonna have to unbolt these 10 millis. There's 2 on each side, there's 1 there and then 1 further forward, and then this needs to come off as well. Yes. It turns out there's actually another Torx bit, or what was once a Torx bit there, so yeah, we're gonna have to undo this on the other side now. Yes. So now we have the bumper finally off, we can actually get on with starting the job that we came here to do. Which, I want to start by taking this off, so then the radiator's loose and I can move stuff around, you know, take this off. But then if you notice, this is really sick, yes. the bonnet stay is attached to this panel that I want to take off. So ideally I need to take the bonnet off so then the bonnet doesn't hit me on the head. But what I'm probably going to do is hold it with a pole or something so then it falls down and hits me on the head. Yes. So now I've got that holding the bonnet up, so now I can take this off. And that is the perfect height to hit my head on that lip, which I will probably do, no doubt. Anyway, I want to take all these bolts out. I've got them ones and them ones, and hopefully this will come off. Yes. Well, actually, there was actually a little cable clip attached to it there which needed to come off, and then there was a little Torx bit in there for some unknown reason. This doesn't want to come off. As you see, I have had a quick attempt at it, so I'm just going to leave that attached, and then I'm going to move this and put it in a place where it will stay with that attached. That's my plan anyway. Something like that, nice and carefully balanced. Now, ideally, I want to take the radiator out now, but I don't want to drop all the coolant out of it, so I'm just going to prop it up in a way where I can get into that pulley. Once again, that's my plan anyway. I'll do that and then I'll come back and let you know if it's worked or not. Yes. And actually, I'll just drop that back in there a minute because I need to set this belt off. Not before taking note of which way it actually goes. But if we get a 1/2 inch drive extension in there and then pull it this way, the belt will slacken off. Now I'm going to need 2 hands to do this, but you can see which way it's going. And then now, with the belt released, I'm hoping that this is going to be ready to undo. So I've got a 15mm on a long extension. Yes. And I've got 3 of them to do. So that's 2. Last one. And then now, with all the bolts removed, it just comes off nice and easily, and we can see the issue. Yes. Yes. So now I need to replace that with this, which is a nice, shiny new, not fucked one, and a new belt. Now, I'm not going to show much of this on camera because it's just a reversal of taking it apart. And yeah, so if there's anything interesting, then I'll show it you. But if not, then I'll probably come back when it's finished. Yes. So now the belt and the pulley are back on and torqued up, and we are ready to put the radiator back and put this panel back on. Now, interesting or not interesting, when you're putting this back on, it is a good idea usually to line up the bolts with the marks of the paint where they was before, so that everything lines up when you put it back together. Which is now done. It is all back together. So we've got a new crank pulley and a new belt on it. So I think that's all for this one. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the usual shit. And I'll see you next time.